Hi there guys, hopefully you're all doing well. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of an update video because I've got so much going on inside the workshop at the moment. So I thought I'd give you a quick little rundown of what's been going on. Start off with this sorry looking Fiat Coupe. Unfortunately, the day before it was supposed to come to me to have the cam belt and some other bits and bobs done to it, a tree decided to fall on it, smashing the rear windscreen. So we're just trying to obtain another windscreen, and then we'll be doing a cam belt water pump. Loads of other bits, but it also needs a new gear selector as the gear selector inside the car has broken. On the ramp we have a Brera 3.2 Q4. Today I have done an auxiliary tensioner on it, which boy was that a pain in the backside. So much it got to come off just so you could fit that little tensioner up there. So considering it's just an auxiliary tensioner and it took about 3 hours to do because you can't get any power tools in there, you can't really get many fingers up there, so you've just got to do it all by hand slowly. So that took nearly 4 hours just to do an auxiliary tensioner, which is ridiculous. And we're also doing a starter motor on it as well. As you can see, I've had to take the intake manifold off to get access to the starter motor there. The starter motor is now off. The problem with the starter motor on this one was it's just getting lazy. It's lazy to start, and when it gets hot, it's really lazy to start. So the battery isn't the greatest on it, but it almost passed the test, and it's only 12 months old. So I've just jumped straight in, remove the starter motor, and get that off and removed. Another job I've done on this one as well is having the spark plugs. Looks quite a daunting job to do the spark plugs on these, but they're not as bad as a Buzzo V6 engine to do. The restoration on the 159 is almost done. As you can see, we've got all the rear subframe back on and it's all been rebushed where needed. And I do need to do some bolts. I'll put some bolts on, but I need to sort of get rid of the rust on those. And I do hope this will get finished soon, but I do have to fit the tow bar and the wiring loom as well. Just had something very rare and very special delivered to the unit for some restoration work. It's something that's not been seen on the channel before. It's a car I've never ever worked on before. I've only ever seen them at car shows. I've never seen one in the flesh. It's the Lancia Monte Carlo. So as you can see, it's in need of a little bit of TLC. There isn't much left inside it. It's had a lot of wiring work done to it. I think it's been completely rewired by the look of it. And it's now with me for some restoration work to be done between me and the body shop. But quick look over it, we can see rotten bottom of the door. The rest of the door actually looks okay, apart from in that top corner. The sills, they look pretty good. I'd say that's had a sill at some point. Front wing, little bit of something going on here. It's not got any holes in it. A little bit of rust coming through here. Some of it's treated there. We've got to have all the front bumper come and a few other bits and bobs yet, and we're going to have to treat some inside of the chassis there. Front wing's got a hole in it, so that's going to need 2 bits fabricating for it. Probably several bits, to be honest, because it's all going underneath there as well. Look. And this is totally gone there. That's probably not far off going there as well. Bottom of the wing is bubbling up, so this is the worst wing by far. I do like the wheels on it. I think they're really cool. Door. Again, bottom of the door's totally gone. Sill looks perfectly fine. Rear quarter panel. Some rust coming up onto it. Some rust coming through there. I'm unsure about that one stripping down because it looks like it's bubbled up underneath the surface. Feels solid from behind. And again, the rear quarter there is looking a bit sorry for itself. And we've got a hole in the, I don't know, we call it a C-pillar. And we've got a hole there. Roof. The roof's looking okay. No rot around the windscreen. The windscreen's delaminating there, but you can't get those anymore. Rotten around the back there. It does look like a Ferrari with those lights at the back, I must say. I do love the styling of these. Front bumper is missing a mount on that side, I do believe. Some rot this end here as well, that needs repairing. Little look under the bonnet. And I would assume that's a twin cam 4-cylinder engine, dual carbs. It's had a ton of work done in here and it's very unfinished. There's no cooling system hooked up into it. But it all looks relatively solid. If you look at the arches, inner arches, they look fine. Just a little bit of damage going on down there with a little bit of rust poking through. But generally, I am really quite surprised on how good this one is. I'd say this has been garaged for many, 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 many years. Let's show you what's left of the interior, which isn't much. Let's try and get to the floor pan. Oh, it's all solid still, but there is rust inside there, so that will want taking back and treating. There's a few holes in the sill there where somebody's drilled some trim and stuff. We've got a steering wheel, no dashboard. As you can see, I don't think that's a standard fuse box. So I think this has definitely had some rewiring work going onto it. A little bit of the ancient dials and stuff going on there. Oh, yeah, pushing those there. So that does take me back to my childhood. Pushing those buttons, it's like straight out of the 70s. And it just feels old, but it's nice old, nice old. But I think I'm going to be going home and having a look at how much Monte Carlos are now, because I do really like this. This could be a nice little project, but say, yeah, this isn't my car, this is a customer's car that we are going to be restoring. It's the same owner as the Fiat X19, which I'll put a little video in there of that was all repainted. When this had come to me, it had already been to another body shop which had done a ton of bodges to it. There was probably near enough an inch of filler in the doors, all the panels were left wonky, it was all rusting underneath. None of the actual body panels lined up at all, the entire front end was still twisted. So it all had to go back to bare metal, be cut out, put into a straight line again, and all fitted up correctly. And as you can see now, it is one beautiful looking Fiat. And I can't wait to get this one back in the workshop again to get it up and running. And I'll put some photos of how the X19 was condition-wise, because that needed a lot of work. This actually, I think, needs a bit less. It's just more fabrication involved with this, rebuilding the panels that don't exist anymore. Apparently, I've been told you can get floor pans for it still, but I think that is about it. I haven't showed you the front end. Let's show you that. Again, it's all really, really solid. So I think this is a good old car. It's even got aircon going to be plumbed into it as well. I think there's a number plate on the back. How old is it? I think I saw an old Y plate, so that's what, 7, I don't have a clue anymore, I'm too old for that. An old Y, so is that 77? I don't know, I'll stick it on the screen now. But yes, looking forward to having a little bit of a dabble with this one. I'm not probably sure how much of a video I'll do on it. I'll just do another video of it when it probably comes back from the body shop. So we'll leave that one here. Being outside now, the channel members will know what this car's all about. There is going to be a video on this 147 in a couple of weeks, which is going to be a biggie. We've got this Fiat Coupe which has been here on and off for a while. The fuel pump has no power going to it, and we just can't figure out why. I've quite had enough of this one now. It's like really bad electrical problems on it, and that's one thing I'm crap at, is electrical problems. So what I may end up doing is just rewiring the whole fuel pump setup into it, just to eliminate wherever the wiring fault is, because for the life of me, I can't find it. Somebody else has had a look for it as well. They can't find it. So this is one is properly taxing me. This lovely Fiat Coupe has been into me for a cam belt, a few other bits and bobs, and an MOT. The customer is going to be selling this one, so if you are interested in it, keep an eye in the comments, and I'm sure the owner will be along to reply to you. Another 3.2 Brera in the workshop. This one has had an alternator fitted to it somewhere else, and it's come to me with a little bit of a weird noise when you rev it. It sounds like something's rattling around underneath it, so I need a free ramp to get that on there and have a look at that. The Spider that I used to own has come back into me just for the last few jobs to be done on it, since it's had the repaint and the new roof fitted to it. And doesn't that look one heck of a lot better with a new roof in it. Got a poorly looking 159. This is the automatic 1.9 diesel, and unfortunately the gear lever doesn't really want to work very much anymore, so I've had to purchase an aftermarket automatic gear knob. So I'm going to see if we can get that to work with it, because it's literally the gear knob is just broken. Everything else on the shaft is working perfectly fine, so we'll try and bodge that, and I'll let you know if that works, because to buy a new gear knob, they're about one on eBay for about 400 quid, which is just ridiculous. So I bought one for 15 quid off Amazon, and we'll see whether that'll work or not. And the last two cars are the scrap 156, which will be going soon because that's all done, dusted and gone now. And this 147, that's been with me for a while because it's had a whole host of problems to fix on it. We've done swirl flaps on it, we've done EGR stuff, we've done loads of things on it, and it just needs a few more bits before it can go for an MOT, mainly probably a little bit of sill work down there, which honestly I'm not looking forward to doing because it's going to be a nightmare. But hey ho, that's what I'm here for, is to do all the crappy jobs. But yeah, I think that is everything in the workshop now. The race car 156 has gone back to the owner. In September I'm going to be fitting a fiberglass bonnet and fiberglass front wings to reduce some weight at the front, and hopefully make that wheel spin issue even worse, because it'd be so much lighter at the front. So there is going to be another video on that in September. And finally, because I know so many of you are interested in it, is the Land Rover. Now 1,500 miles into it, over 1,500 miles now, and I haven't had a single fault with it. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed this little bit of a garage update, and I shall see you in the next video.